This is your Weather Xtreme video for Sunday, September the 18th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Well, I did get some rain yesterday, but not as much as I was hoping for. Looks like most of the rain fell across the southern part of the state of Alabama, with rainfall fairly light across the northern part. Clouds this morning covering a good portion of the state of Alabama, as we have at the surface a cold front poised to enter northwest corner of the state. It looks like the humidity values remain up, and that front is expected to move through the state today. Not particularly fast, but slowly and steadily. In the upper atmosphere, we have the trough over the central part of the country, and that trough will be moving across the central plain states for today and into Monday, and it should be along the southeast coast of the U.S. by Monday afternoon. Temperatures across the area starting out in the lower 70s for the most part across the area, maybe lower and mid 70s across the area. We can see that there's southerly flow across much of the state of Alabama, but it goes calm over much of the western and central parts of Tennessee, as that front is, like I say, poised to move into the state. Showers this morning. There are a few across the north and central part of the state of Alabama. Looks like deeper moisture will keep the showers primarily to the south, but we're looking at showers being a good possibility today, although once again I think the north and central parts don't get as much rain as the south. On the watch warning map, things are rather quiet. We do have some high fire danger out there in parts of Wyoming and the western parts of Nebraska, and there's some wind advisories to the north in the Dakotas. The QPF chart shows that we are not expecting a great deal of rain over the state of Alabama, especially the north and central parts. Looks like probably on the order of a quarter of an inch it can be expected, and those that amount will be in showers, so not everybody gets one. Storm Prediction Center has three marginal risk areas for day one. That's today, and they include the western Great Lakes area, parts of Wisconsin, Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and Minnesota. Marginal risk over the Arklatex, and another marginal risk over the Big Bend country of Texas. For day two, the marginal risk moves into the Great Lakes across parts of Michigan, northern Illinois, and extreme eastern Iowa. And then on day three, we have a small marginal risk area over northern Iowa and parts of southern Minnesota and a little bit of South Dakota. Tropics remain fairly active in the Atlantic. We have Julia. Julia still kicking out there as it meanders around just off the southeast coast. We can't seem to get rid of her. Maybe she's related to the Energizer Bunny. The Carl out in the Atlantic is slowly expected to gain strength and could become a hurricane by early Thursday. And then the large area of disturbed weather that has moved off the African coast, that is to the southeast of the Cape Verde Islands, is expected to stay out in the Atlantic, but it could be strengthening to a tropical storm in the next 5 days. All right, the 06 GFS model run this morning, and there's our trough moving across the Mississippi River Valley, and we see the front poised to move into the state here, so it looks like, again, we're going to see showers as a good possibility. Deeper moisture definitely exists across the southern part of the area, so I think, once again, they're probably going to see more rain than the northern sections, but we'll get some. The trough reaches the extreme eastern portion of the Southeast U.S. on Monday, and that means the front should have moved through the state by midday on Monday, so we should be clearing out, and the drier air is going to be a little slow to filter in. We can see the really dry air over the Tennessee River Valley with those blue colors. That's less than an inch of precipitable water, but it certainly will feel a little bit drier on Monday. Not necessarily less heat, as highs get up to 90 without the presence of the clouds. On Tuesday, we see the ridge coming back in, and of course we're still dealing with the upper remnants of Julia. Then on Wednesday, the ridge still in place, so once again it's going to be highs in the 90s and dry. That remnant of Julia still there. Thursday, Julia remnants coming into the southeast U.S. coast, gradually, slowly. But we're staying dry with most of the moisture over that direction, over to our east. So I think we stay dry on Thursday. Friday, We may be close enough to that little upper low that we need to introduce a small chance for showers. Again, I think most of us are going to stay dry, but we do have some moisture increasing thanks to a south to southeasterly flow at the surface. So with moisture coming up, probably some diurnal showers are a possibility. Shower is a possibility once again on Saturday, as we see the remnants of Julia finally beginning to move up the southern Appalachians. And we're coming back under a bit of a ridge. Sunday, we see the broad trough to our west coming in. So Sunday, we see another front approaching. So the front coming across the Mississippi River Valley on Sunday. So I think probably next weekend, the better chance for rain will come on Sunday. Looking out into voodoo country, the GFS keeps that broad trough to end September over the eastern half of the country. So that keeps us fairly dry and also at least a little cooler than we've been. And we get out to the 1st of October around the 3rd, and the ridge comes back. I'm not even going to talk about what's down in the tropics. You know how it is with voodoo. It's there today and gone tomorrow. So, but obviously the GFS is hinting at something coming up into the Caribbean and or Bahamas around the 3rd of October. That'll do it for the Weather Xtreme video for this morning. I expect James Spann to be back in the saddle with the next edition first thing on Monday morning. In the meantime, I'll be filling in with for Megan Thomas at ABC 3340 at the news at 5 and 10 tonight, so be sure to check out the latest weather forecast. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Have a great day and Godspeed.